Hey everybody, welcome in Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes, the free to play. Today is the 14th because I recorded the daily show first and got sidetracked after that. But thanks for being here. Hope you're doing well. We're still in Super Saver mode, my friends. And that's about all I had to talk about. No, things are coming together, guys. I think yesterday I mentioned that we got the former foster son, a babysitter. And even though it's not happening before we go on vacation, which at the time you're seeing this is going to happen like 2 days from now. But I'm happy about that, guys. I'm happy because we really needed things to start turning in our favor. And this needs to be a lesson. There's a story in the book of Daniel where it's I need to look it up real quick. Here we go. Yeah, I think it's in Daniel chapter 10 where Daniel prays for something. And it takes 21 days for it to come. And the story goes that when the angel gets there, when the blessing comes, the angel tells Daniel, when you prayed, your prayer was answered. And I began to make my way to you. During my travel, I was attacked by a demon until it took me 21 days to get here. And in this case, probably haven't been praying as consistently as I have. But this has been we started watching him in late February, early March, and it's not been a fun road. It's been very difficult throughout the way. And at the time, we were getting our new foster son adjusted. But during this time, we had, our children were acting up, and the former foster son he was here all the time. And the stress was just compounding because the three of them together. And then this baby crying and not knowing what's going on. And it was just super stressful. And so praying for this whole time it's been a strain. And we've had to take time away because we took some time away and we had a weekend about a month ago. And because we need to be able to clear out, we need to be able to think clearly. Because this was just destroying us. And all of a sudden, my wife was like, how do we get through this? And she found an ad on social media, and she sent it to the kid's mom, and the kid mom called her and got it set up, and it's going to happen. And it's not, it could be everything could be a lot cleaner, but it's as clean as it needs to be for now, and it works. And, since then, weight has been lifted off, feel a little bit lighter. We've been eating healthier. Stress is gone. We feel like we can talk easier. I feel like the kids feel like there's peace. And I think everybody's sense of everything has just changed in the house. And even though it's still, by the time you're seeing this, it will have happened. But as for me right now, I still have 10 days to go before I get there. And that's a long time. But, and then my kids are coming down and things are happening. So don't think that because you prayed for something once a while ago that you're going to get it, because the only way is that you're going to get it is if you keep praying for it. Because there's a song that I think I've mentioned on the show. It's called Waymaker. That says, even when I can't see it, you're working. Even when I can't feel it, you're working. You never stop. You never stop working. And what the world wants us to do is the world wants us to feel hopeless. It wants us to feel like things are never going to change. And that's a lie. Because you have to let God, you have to let Jesus turn it in your favor. You have to let him turn it in your favor. And he's not going to do it overnight, because that's not how he works. It's a process where you demonstrate faith by praying daily, even when you don't want to, even when you don't feel like you can. And if you miss a day or you miss a couple of days, you don't give up. It's just like when you're learning to walk and you fall down, you don't stay down. You get back up and you keep moving, you keep progressing. And that's how this whole ordeal is. Just because stuff is hard does not mean that you get to keep up. Because that's how you lose. It's like in a sporting, in a soccer game, a football game, basketball, baseball. You keep going until the end. It's just like with any other competition. If you want to win, you've got to keep going. And that life is a journey. It's a choice. You can make a bad choice that will lead to a life of misery, or you can make a good choice that, as I keep learning every day, is super hard. Why? Because the enemy wants you to think like you're on your own. The enemy wants you to believe that you're on your own. The enemy wants you to believe that you can't trust God. That's how you lose. But if you have faith, if you keep doing the thing that you've been told to do, just like this game. If I gave up, this account would never improve. And some days, You've seen it when I have absolutely atrocious RNG. I'm not happy I have to save up these coins, but you know what? When I get done saving these coins, it's going to be worth it. And even though, eventually I'll be on the other side of this. Eventually, this will be a $12 million. This will be a 12 million GP account or 15 or whatever. And we'll have all the things. And if I miss a day, just keep going. If I miss a check-in, if I miss a afternoon, which I've been missing a lot of lately, still here at night playing the game. In the morning, play the game. Because that's the only way things improve. It's true. The same is true with God. Nothing will ever change unless you ask for it. And you can't, it takes a while. And that's by design. Satan will you'll fall into a trap. Satan will tell you lies. Satan will do everything to block your blessing from getting to you. But you've got to keep praying. Keep holding on to the faith. Our world is ruled by emotion now. Everything is emotional. It's by design. That's the enemy's lies. The enemy wants to trap you in feeling. The enemy wants to trap you in hopelessness. The enemy wants you to believe things are never going to change. If you give up, things will never change. But if you just keep going, he'll turn them in your favor. And it's at that point where you realize that he is a waymaker. Because even though you can't see it, he's working. Even though you can't feel it, he's working. But he never stops. He never stops working. Because fear is not my future. You are. Sickness is not my story. He is. Heartbreak is not my home. You are. Death is not the end. You are. So hello, peace. Hello, joy. Hello, love. Hello, strength. Hello, hope. It's a new horizon. It's a new day. Anyway, this has been a very different episode than the one where I talk about the raid that you'll see on the Daily Show, but that's what I talk about in the other one. I did not intend to talk about this. It just happened. And that happens sometimes. Anyway, hope you have a good day. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, be sure to let me know. Otherwise, hold the line. And remember, rebellions are built on hope. Till then, we'll see you next time. Bye.